goody, here it comes.
Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show.
You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
Oh my God, don't stop now!
With your hosts, Brian, John, and Elaine.
Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show, the madhouse for film freaks and film fans of all types. I'm your host, Brian Connington, not joined with my usual co-host. I'm actually surrounded by three awesome people. They have an awesome show coming up here in Pittsburgh. So really, this is just for Pittsburgh people, I think. You know, we're on episode 53 now, and we're going to be talking about Morose and Macabre's Atrocity exhibition today. Ooh, spooky. So yeah, I'm joined today by Nick Noir, AJ Deville, and Aaron, Dr. Morose, excuse me. Aaron Morose. Whichever. So, yeah, Morose and Macabre's Atrocity exhibition. We're on year, what, 9 now? 9. And, yeah, this is... I think probably this is the first time we're doing a 2-night event, correct?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. On May 12th and 13th.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to think about it for a second. But yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about Morose and Macabre's Atrocity exhibition. Where'd it start?
So we started this, it's a little over 9 years ago, actually. Kelly and I met working in retail. So we met and just started hanging out and painting and working on our work together, and then we did a couple of like little shows, and this was just really one way to just kind of get all the people we'd met together and do sort of one big thing, and it was never intended to last this long. So here we are, you know, nearly 10 years later, and still doing it.
Yeah.
So
what type of art do? You just do painting?
I used to paint a lot. I stopped painting. I'm back into drawing again, which is cool because that's where my roots were. That's what I learned first when I was like a little kid. So
yeah. So very cool. Now, Deville, when did you join with the Atrocity exhibition? How'd you meet these guys?
Well, I've been part of the Atrocity exhibition since the beginning. I actually met Morose and Macabre by originally I brought them down to Charlotte for one of their first like big out-of-town art shows, and that's actually the same time and evening that Cabaret Vulgaire also came into existence, because that was what we called the show. So yeah, we did the thing. It was fun. All the people were really cool. And then a couple months later, Aaron and Kelly hit me up, and they're like, "Hey, we're doing a thing up in Pittsburgh, and we want to bring you guys up here." And here we are 9 years later.
Cool. What kind of acts do you generally do?
Well, I like to call myself, my tagline is the V that puts the vamp in variety. I'm a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I do sideshow, cabaret, burlesque. I talk a lot. Play the accordion. Yeah, pretty much. I'm the girl for all seasons.
That's awesome. You also do a really cool blockhead.
Oh, thing. Yep. I do hammer large things in deep inside my cranium.
Awesome. So, and Nick, how did you get involved with the Atrocity exhibition?
I actually met Kelly and Aaron through Deville. They were putting on the Cabaret Vulgaire show, and my band, Filth on the Man, at the time in 2009 was playing a show somewhere around Charlotte, and after the show we went over to their show, check them out, and that's how I met all of them. Me and AJ knew each other from back home prior to that for 5 years through Purgatory, which is a fetish show that they would do once a couple months. So that's how I met them. And then year 2009, they called and asked if me and my band would come up and play. And so we did.
Very cool. Now, what kind of acts do you do for Atrocity? I know you did music initially, but...
Right. Now I do bed and nails performance and human pincushion. And sometimes with me and Deville, we do Electric Lady.
Now I'm going to ask, what is human pin? I know what a human pincushion is, because I've known you guys for a number of years, so I know all these are. But keep in mind, my audience doesn't know what any of this is. So explain to me what a human pincushion is and bed nails. What does that involve?
Human pincushion is something that we like to do for the sideshow at the end of the night. We'll have a line of people come up and staple money to different parts of my body.
How's that experience?
It's interesting. It's a good way to make a lot of money in 3 minutes. And then the bed of nails, I usually do like a 9-minute transcendental meditation yoga poses on a bed of nails where every part of my body, except for my face, touches the nails.
So I do have to ask, have you ever gotten hurt doing any of these things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, tell me about a time you got hurt.
Which one?
No, the worst one. How about the worst one? Most blood.
Well, it would probably be the year that we did the Delirium Circus Atrocity. Deville was breaking cinder blocks over me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, when the
First thing
block.
I thought of, I was hoping you were going to bring that up.
That was the one that I filmed.
Yeah,
Yes, Brent,
that was a great time.
documentary.
That was a great time.
What happened then?
Well, we did a couple practice run-throughs, and at the time we didn't have it down, so the cinder block pretty much smashed me in the face a couple times.
It cut your
It cut my
gum
gum
pretty
and,
good.
Yeah. And then the night of the show, I think it went smoothly.
there was the slippage thing.
Oh, the acrobalance.
Yeah, the
Oh well,
acrobalance.
yeah. But that didn't cause any harm.
No blood.
And then there's been multiple times on the bed of nails that they've punctured near my ribs and drawn blood. And then with the human staple board, I'm bleeding every time we do it. Like, there's at least 30 different puncture holes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this event is for people who've never been to this. I mean, the first time I went to it, I was completely blown away. I met you guys around the same time. It was during the Vaudeville Asylum
Yeah.
one, and that was the first time your band came.
Yeah, that was the first time I was there.
Yeah, and I know for me the big thing is just like you're completely surrounded by the most bizarre, weirdest shit you'll ever see.
Yeah, it's kind of
Whenever
like,
people ask me about it, that's the one thing I say. It's like it's the most bizarre, weirdest shit you'll ever see, and it's always changing.
yeah, it's kind of like a living 360-degree art installation.
Mm-hmm.
We try and immerse you in a different, vulnerable kind of place that takes you away from reality. An escape, as you will, to where you can be submerged in this environment and just enjoy it.
Cool. So for this year, Deville, what is the theme, and what do people who are going to come here on the 12th and 13th, what are they going to expect to see?
Well, this year's theme is really, really cool. This is actually this is our second take on a literary theme. As those that were made it out last year, we did Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, and this year we are taking on the bigger challenge of interpreting Dante's Inferno, or Divine Comedy, I should say, but primarily focusing on the Inferno, through our own warped and twisted eyes. And so our Inferno is actually starting in 1936 in a Dust Bowl era tent revival with our minister, Brother Dante, and though he's a man of God, he's a man of God only by word, but not by action. And through his just sinful ways of proselytization, if we will, he gets pulled down through the depths of hell, and we will be taking our audience along for that journey.
Awesome. Yeah. This for those who have listened to the past couple episodes, I mentioned on the I believe episode 51 that I was working on a short film, and the short film was for these guys. So I'm actually just in the middle of editing it. We just gave you guys the rough cut.
It
and
looks really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Yeah, we're really stoked about it. It's awesome.
Yeah, so like my job was to take this theme and condense it down into like 6 minutes. And basically like, kind of like, pump the audience up, introduce them to this theme, and kind of introduce them to the characters too. And my interpretation of Dante is that he's a fucking asshole.
Oh, he's horrible. He's a really
Just a
really
real
really just
fucking
shitty
asshole.
guy.
Yeah, so and I know that like when you first told me about the theme, I was like, how the hell do you want me to do this? Like I remember distinctly talking to you and going like, what? You gave me the Inferno. I'm like, so like hell could be a million different things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, once you told me kind of about Dante, it was like, okay, I know how to do this. So what kind of acts, Aaron, are we going to expect to see there? You got the theme. Who's coming to the show?
So traditionally, I mean, we generally built our foundations on a lot. We have a lot of burlesque. It's burlesque heavy, but we also incorporate drag act, sideshow stuff. You know what I mean? There's a variety of things. So I think that, in past years, if you've ever come to the show, you know sort of like what you can expect. We always try to change it up and make it a little different every year so that you're not seeing the same show. But it'll all be real weird. So if you like weird stuff, you should probably get your weird ass down to the Rex on Friday and Saturday.
That's awesome. Did I ever tell you guys about, because the audience that you get at Atrocity it's not what you would expect. At least in my opinion.
Never what I expected.
Oh no, that's one of the things I always make it a point to like kind of lurk right at the very beginning of the evening before like the crowd really gets in, just to see what kind of new faces. My favorite was the year that we had all the people that showed up because we were written about in the city paper.
We just talked about that
and
earlier.
and the way the show was described, it made us sound like a craft fair.
Exactly.
So we had all these like craft fair moms and grandmas coming in to expect to see like,
a lot of
nice
people
fun little
in
yarn
mom
dolls and like little potato face babies made with pantyhose, and that's not what they got when they came to the door.
Here's the thing. That same year I was vending at Atrocity. That was when I was partnered up with Dagger Vision Films, and the one couple that came by were the older couple in mom jeans. However, just to show you that looks can be deceiving, they came up to me and they said, "When's the guy gonna hang himself?" I'm dead serious.
Right on.
Older woman, probably in her late 50s, just asking when was Rev Decay, that's who we're talking about, was going to hang himself, because that's kind of his thing, is he does this incredible, bizarre, and like I flinch every single time I see one of his acts, thing where he'll puncture himself or hang himself from 2x4s, which that was still like the craziest fucking thing I've ever seen, just because I saw him build that thing.
Right.
That is
day.
insane. I still can't believe that we did that, or that it was built within like an hour. Or
It was
two
built
or
within an
something.
hour.
Yeah.
And it was like 2
was
stories
nuts.
tall.
Yeah.
It didn't.
And I
yeah,
could see it
barely
flexing.
fit.
and it's weighed. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was a little unnerving for us included. Like the act is one thing, but then just being like, well, I hope it doesn't collapse and kill anybody. Like, that's the thing. But it was really well put together.
His
so.
suspension acts
It
are
just looked
really
shady.
cool.
Yeah. I know the one year where he got pulled in 4 different directions was crazy. Well, no, it was him and 3 other people who were pulling each
Yeah,
other.
they're doing a big flesh
Yeah,
pool.
it was a flesh pull.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Last year was fun too.
Which one was last year?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Table.
he nailed Alice.
Oh, yeah.
That was
You did
fun.
the old switcheroo on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody thought it was Macabre.
I thought it was too. I'm like, it's not her.
1, 2, switcheroo.
Yeah. But awesome. So we have the stage show, but you also have these really amazing vendors that also come to this event too. What kind of vendors can the audience expect?
Oh, it's a smorgasbord, really. There's everything from visual art, that stuff, pieces to go on your wall, on a shelf, on your body. It's it's a wide variety. You have like painting, sculpture, jewelry, dolls, like
Skeletal articulations.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, Bill's about the Bone Collector has been with us since the beginning. He does amazing bone art.
Anybody who's looking for antiques and oddities, handcrafted dolls, I mean, it's all going to be there.
Yeah.
Stuff you wouldn't be able to find anywhere else.
Yeah. So it truly is a 360-degree living art exhibition, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just like handicraft. I mean, this is like gallery quality art that is coming through, because that's the other part of the show. The show is more than just what's on stage. It is also the curated gallery of artists that are there showing and selling their wares.
Yeah. So, Aaron, can you tell me kind of a little bit about the process of planning this event? I imagine that with it being 2 nights, it's kind of like doubled
It's
the
a whole
amount
thing.
of planning.
Yeah. So the thing is, Macabre Noir handles most of the planning, and that's why she pulls her hair out every year and wants to kill everyone. So I don't plan as much of this. I mean, we're all sort of like in communication with each other on it, but I don't think that it's necessarily made for more planning this year, because the event's the same both nights.
Right.
It's just a little more stressful trying to, make sure that you get that promotion out to make sure you can get the maximum out of your 2 nights. So that's been the new challenge this year.
It's just kind of like, I know like last year you guys sold out and
and
it
it
turned
was,
people away.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, it was just like an hour or 2 before doors or something from what I remember. We were just like, oh, okay, well, all these people that I told to just come out, whatever. I was like, yeah, it'll be fine. And then I was like, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, we
texting
literally
people.
we had a handful
Apologies.
of tickets at the door when we opened.
Yeah.
I think, like doors had opened last year and they were not open not even 20 minutes, and
That's
we were
insane.
sold out. And
Yeah.
the line was still like down the block and curving around down to 16th Street.
That's insane.
It was funny. It was actually clients of mine from work that were the ones that got turned away at the door. They got the last 2 tickets were sold.
And then, of course, you talk to them
Sorry,
afterwards,
guys.
like, you asshole should have bought online.
Yeah, but no, they
we
were.
do tell everybody that every year, but
They-
I think now we really believe it.
That was the
ourselves.
one time, like the only time I've actually encountered people that were like so excited that they weren't able to come to the show just because they knew that we sold out.
Oh,
Well, the past couple of years we've sold out, just not that soon.
Right.
And even now, we've already like all of
And,
our
I mean,
seating
yeah.
is like seating tickets are gone for the 2 days.
My wife's sister tried to get a seat. She couldn't get one.
Sorry, girl. There's
Yeah.
weekend passes available if she wants to sit down. She can come both
Yeah.
nights. So
I
I
might
think those
tell
are
her
the
about
only
that.
seats we have
I might
left
tell her
right now,
about
are
that.
just like the 2 days.
But
yeah.
the main thing for this year is the actual performers are not selling tickets this year. We've done that prior, and this year all the tickets are going through either the Kickstarter or through Rex Theater.
Is there any reason why you did that?
No, just
less stressful. Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
Macabre Noir's in
Pain
the
in the ass,
room.
too. She's like feeding
watching
answers.
all
She's like,
this.
"Say this."
Just like, don't you say that.
No, there's a reason why. That is one less thing we have to worry about.
One less thing to worry
it's
about.
true.
Right. That's all you have to
true.
say.
Trying to keep track of everybody and it's like when you work with creative people anyway, it really is like herding cats. It's nearly impossible to get everyone on like a similar schedule and follow up with
Yeah.
everybody. And this is a huge thing now, so it's like
and
the
I'm
amount
a
of people
professional
involved
cat
is
herder,
insane.
and I can say that's really hard. to
Right,
do.
you
Yeah.
too. That's true.
Yeah.
well, I mean, we start planning this in the previous November and work our way up to May. So it's just one less thing we have to worry about, and you just go directly to the ticket link and get it and make sure you secured your spot instead of trying to run around, the 3 weeks before Atrocity. Everybody is bombarding all of us looking for
Yeah.
tickets, and we're like, they're at the Rex, go get them because they're going to be gone.
Has that already started to happen?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
in the
I'm
week out?
already getting like 3 calls a day from people asking for tickets. So if you don't have tickets, go to the Rex website and purchase your Morose and Macabre Atrocity Exhibition tickets now.
What's the
Or you
Rex website?
What's
I
that?
believe it's just therextheater.com.
Or an even easier link
Google
to that
it.
is you can go to www.marissamacabre.com and find all your other further links for tickets
you
and
go.
just
That's
further
true.
website information, Facebook links, all that goodness.
Thank God you're on the ball today.
Hey, somebody's got.
I'm
to
like,
be.
I don't know. It's on the internet. Look it up.
you've been huffing paint fumes for days,
That's
so it's
true. I really
okay.
am.
Someone's got to be
I'm
sharp.
so tired.
So I know the one big thing that you guys have tried to up every year, at least I've seen this, is just the stage production in general. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, process and, how it's grown from just being, a couple things here or there to now this really elaborate stage show.
Oh yeah.
Well, it used to start out as cardboard.
Yeah, I mean, we are the show that's held that we've always said we're held together by duct tape and a dream, but yeah, it's as you said, as the years have gone by, the production's gone up even more, and each year we do this, we feel that we have a better better grasp on it. We're like, yeah, okay, now we know what to do. Now we know what not to do. And then we come up with these cockamamie, harebrained ideas from that point until the time we're going to do it again. And we just reintroduce all those kind of crazy stresses right back into our lives, just in a different avenue.
Fucking trees the one year was a big stressor.
Oh my God.
Or plugging a fan in.
Yep.
Making sure things are plugged in is a very big problem for us. That's a thing.
But one of the things that our listeners may not know with the if they're new to the Atrocity is though the show itself is this beautifully curated and stylized production with these amazing costumes and sets and just music, none of it is rehearsed at all prior to the event. This event is created entirely of a cast that is, we have a core of folks here in Pittsburgh, but over half of our cast are made up of artists scattered all over the United States. And so it's essentially creating a really strong structure of the story and then making sure it's iterated to everybody across the country, and we all just have to play phone tag and FaceTime and just keep in touch, and it's to make sure that we're all on the same page so that it works when it comes together. And sometimes there's even though we've talked about it, we still don't know what it looks like until we see it. And yeah, Atrocity is ultimately just one great big happy accident that happens annually in Pittsburgh.
But you've been able to do it for 9 years.
It's something's working. Something works.
I think it's organization. I think it's organization. That's the one thing
it is now.
Yeah.
It is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there we were talking about this earlier. There are spreadsheets now and official things and documents. I don't know.
I had a spreadsheet while shooting.
Yeah,
I've never done that before.
Right.
We had a fancy clapper and everything.
We had a clapper and a spreadsheet. I was like,
We've
holy
come a
shit.
long way.
We've come a
We're like Newport
It
cigarettes.
took me that long to
come
get
a long way,
fucking
baby.
spreadsheets. But no, I mean, the one thing I always notice is that you guys are pretty much, like a well-oiled machine. This might be outside looking in, just running everything. Music, everything is all figured out well in advance. So even though you don't have a full rehearsal, everyone gets there and it's okay, we're ready to roll.
Well, everyone's a professional. That's why we work with the people that we do, is because we know we can trust them with that. And that's the problem when you don't have the time to, a stage production's hard enough, but when you don't have the time to get everyone together to run through it once or twice, we don't know what it looks like. We see it when you do. So that's the, and that's the thing, is you have to be able to trust the people that you work with, and that's why we work with the people that we do.
We've got a lot of great people behind the scenes that help make Atrocity Exhibition one of the best productions in Pittsburgh.
Cool. Well, I think on that note, we're going to take a little bit of break, get a message from some of our friends at the Epicast Studio, and when we come back, we're going to talk about movies.
Hey, movies!
What's a movie?
Calling all Dungeons & Dragons fans. If you like actual play podcasts, then I urge you to check out a new one. It's called You Meet in a Tavern, starring a halfling monk with a Napoleon complex, an honorable human paladin with an arsenal of horrible impressions, and an animal-loving half-elf druid whose bonds are covalent and mortgage-backed. We are 4 20-somethings with dull jobs by day, letting our inner nerd kid shine through our first ever D&D 5th edition campaign together. Come listen to our quest on iTunes and follow us on Twitter at YMIA Tavern. That's You Meet in a Tavern, because every good story starts in a bar.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Epicast Network show that you're listening to right now. Isn't it great?
Yeah, come on. Thanks for listening to anything.
Exactly.
You could be listening to normal radio like a pap, and you're not. You're listening to things on a computer like a grown person right now in 2015.
My name is Sean Collier. This is my co-host, Aaron Kleiber. Mm-hmm. We have a movie review show. It's called You Can't Handle the Truth.
It's more than that, though. We get to be fun.
Yeah, it's about everything. But you know what we do? There's a lot of movie reviews in the world. But a lot of those people, they don't know know you. They can't relate to you.
And you know what their dreams were, like when they were in high school, was to go to NYU, and they didn't. And then they were like, I want to write for Rolling Stone. And guess what? They didn't. Now they have a blog on Tumblr.
Our dreams were to talk about movies to you. And we're living them.
We were those people that would sit around a TGI Fridays until 1 a.m. and get kicked out because we were sitting there talking about how Terminator 2 is so good. Okay, we're those guys.
And now you can get in on that action.
Get in on that action.
We go to an advanced screening, and we record as soon as we walk out of the theater. We don't stop to think about it and look up what Kurosawa would have done. We're just talking about it.
And bonus, we're moderately funny comedians who've had moderate success. So,
exactly.
I don't know. You might be in for something good.
Get that every week on You Can't Handle the Truth, a proud part of the Epicast Network.
That was good. Proud.
I think that was good.
Proud to be an American.
Listen to us now. Back to the show you chose to listen to.
And we're back. That was messages from our friends over at the Epicast Network. You can find out more about them and the awesome shows. Have you guys checked them out at all? Know any of their shows, like Drinking Partners?
Not familiar. I do always need a drinking partner, though.
Okay, if you like beer.
I like beer.
You like beer? Okay, check them out. They have these fantastic guests. Like they had Rick Seaback on the one day.
I love Rick Seaback.
And I think they had the mayor on there too.
Hey, really?
So and they're always drinking. So usually by the end of the episode, they're
trash,
drunk as all hell.
Oh, yeah. Good.
So it gets funnier towards the end of the show. But check them out. Check out Does This Hold Up? They're another movie review podcast. Very vulgar, just like myself. At the epicastnetwork.com.
Cool.
So
.com.
And we're back here with Nick Deville and Dr. Morose, and we just talked a little bit about the Atrocity exhibition. When is the Atrocity exhibition again?
So May 12th and 13th. That's Friday and Saturday.
Where can I get tickets at?
The Rex Theater's website. From our website. You can get there from our website. Brian, you're grilling me real hard.
I'm sorry.
You can get tickets at moroseandmacabre.com.
Yeah, Deville knows.
There too. So both places. I'll be there. I'll be running the projector for both nights. So if you're interested, want to see the awesome movie I made, you can check it out then. You can also check out these amazing performances too. So with all that out of the way, we're going to talk a little bit about movies. Okay. First of all, just going around the room. Tell me your favorite movie and why.
Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Do I have to pick it right now?
Yeah, you have to pick it right now.
I didn't know this was coming.
This is coming.
Actually, no, I got
Rapid
this.
fire.
I got
you got this? Okay. AJ, what's your favorite movie?
I would have to say, actually, that my favorite movie, surprisingly, if you know me, this is kind of shocking. It's a modern movie. It is directed by a man named Tarsem, and it's called The Fall. It is absolutely
I've never heard
beautiful.
of this.
He is the is the guy. He is the same guy that directed The Cell with Jennifer Lopez.
That's a good movie.
There's So The Cell is kind of like his commercial film. The Fall is his art, his passion. He spent 17 years scouting the locations to make this movie. Actually, some of the locations can be seen in The Cell. The movie is like a 2.5 hour long Kodak commercial in the most like 4K HD you have ever seen. It is gorgeous, and the story is absolutely beautiful. And I still cry. It's really good.
What kind of movie is it? Is it horror? Because The Cell is a very it's like a crime drama / horror.
I guess this would fall into. It's not really a horror movie at all. I guess it's more of like a drama kind of deal. It's essentially it's set in the late teens. So there it is. Haha. There's the kick of why I dig it. But it's set in the late teens in this hospital, and it's essentially this man who was he broke his back and became paralyzed because he's a stunt. Was a stunt man for the silent movies.
Okay.
And he was performing this cowboy stunt where his horse jumped off a bridge, and in the process he broke his back, became paralyzed. And then while he's in the hospital, he meets this little girl who had broken her arm working in an orange grove, and they form this friendship. And ultimately he realizes that through her naivete, he can utilize her to get him drugs so he can kill himself.
Oh shit!
But he decides that the way he manipulates her is by telling her a story. And so the majority of the movie is the story that he's telling. But what's really cool is because this little girl is like 7 years old, she was an immigrant child, her view of the world is completely different than what the things that he's talking about. So, like, for example, in his story, he's talking about an Indian squaw. So, Native Americans and whatnot. This little girl has never met a Native American before, so in her eyes, this Indian that he's talking about is like a Maharaja type king.
Okay.
And it's different
So it's
skews
like
that.
It's like her interpretation
Right.
of
Right, and it's
his life. Basically.
I mean, yeah, and I'm getting goosebumps like talking about it. It's a beautiful, beautiful movie. The Fall, directed by Tarsem. I highly
When did it come
recommend it. I think it came out like 2006, 2007, maybe. It's like early 2000s.
Awesome. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's really good.
Aaron, Nick, what do you got?
Got it?
My favorite movie of all time is probably The Shining. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Just all the subliminal messages in it, all the emotion that is in that movie that it takes you through, and it really makes you dive into what these characters' lives are like and the process of figuring out deeper meanings of life and what makes people go crazy.
Yeah, I love that movie. I love the cinematography alone.
Yeah,
it's right there.
Yeah.
Plus, also like the behind-the-scenes drama regarding it, like the fact
Right.
that Shelley Duvall was terrorized.
She was so good in that movie.
She was terrorized though.
Well, Kubrick broke
yeah,
her.
he did. Yeah,
But I don't think he
broke
did
her.
that. I don't think he did that for the movie. I think he just didn't like her, and he kind of played it off as, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make her live a living hell."
Whatever he did, he made her phenomenal.
And look at her now.
I don't want to talk about it.
Very depressing.
She's not doing too well. She's not doing too well.
I don't want to talk about that.
We love you.
So probably The Shining, and then the Alien, the first Alien.
First Alien's good.
Just great sci-fi.
What do you think about the new Alien movie coming out?
I don't know. I can't tell. I don't understand why there's an alien on an aircraft carrier in the middle of the day. Like, aliens don't come out in the day at light. Like, that's their first problem.
Aliens don't go out at night. They don't come out at
I
daylight.
doubt it. They're not certainly not going to be on a
I don't
helicopter.
Think, are they vampires?
I don't know.
They're not going to
Maybe.
the beach.
They're not
not
going
a
to
thing.
the beach. Yeah.
I made Nick watch Prometheus like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. I watched it
I
because
hate
I
that
hadn't
movie.
seen it. I liked
I
it.
love
can't
the archetypes.
The archetypes are nice.
They're really cool.
You mean the engineers?
The engineers.
The engineers,
Yeah.
Now, I like the engineers. My problem with it is that I was sold that it was a prequel to Alien.
Well, I was
It's
sold
not
to
a
it.
prequel to
It's
Alien.
like a prequel to the prequel to Alien.
Yeah,
the
and
way
I
that they're
hate
building
that.
it now. Right? Yeah, it was a thing. We all expected to see, I think, more
I
of
wanted
what
to
we
see
wanted.
a fucking
Yeah.
xenomorph, and I didn't see a xenomorph.
Well,
Kinda.
you had to wait until now, and maybe you will.
There's like
Well,
that
I
thing
know
at
I
the
will.
end.
I've seen the trailer
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, I'm actually intrigued by the new Alien. I'm also a big fan of the franchise, and the new one. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of am curious to see like what's going on since
Yeah.
the colony has been abandoned essentially. Like and, now they're coming back all these years later. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. Like pretty much what sold me in the trailer is like when I saw the crashed ship with all the greenery around. I'm like, okay, well they're taking us back there. I'm gonna give this a chance.
I'll give it a chance. Did you know that Ridley Scott wants to make 6 more of these movies?
That's cool. Let's go.
6 more.
I mean that's cool, but really, I
a
mean,
little excessive.
how many different
Where are
ways
they
can
gonna
you
be
tell
placed?
aliens on
Where
a
are they going to be
spaceship?
placed?
Oh well, he wants to make them one after another. He hasn't talked about like the actual subject matter. He's just said that he has 6 Alien movies already planned.
Holy cow! I mean,
The
that's a
guy's in his
lot.
like 70s, so he'll be like 90 some odd years old by the time the last one gets made.
He'll be dead before he makes
Right
6.
on.
That's not a thing.
No,
We won't
he-
get 6
he
out of
wants
him.
to- You're not gonna get 6 out of him.
No.
But I don't. I think Alien's one of those movies where it's like you maybe get one good sequel out of it. Like Aliens was a fantastic sequel. You seen that?
yeah.
I love that movie.
Well, because the Queen, the
Queen,
Queen.
yeah. But then you get like Alien 3. And
Yeah.
you're just like, meh.
It was all right.
Let's talk about Alien versus Predator.
Let's
No,
not.
let's-
We don't need to talk about that either.
I love
No,
Alien
fuck
and
that movie.
Predator.
Well, yeah,
I love
and then
Predator as
then
well.
they had to do that. And then they did that. That's like
Alien
something like
versus Predator.
that's like you just got a fresh
Freddy
thing of
versus
ice
Jason.
cream,
Hey.
and you're sitting outside and you're like, oh man, this is delicious ice cream, and then a bird just takes a big old shit on your shirt, and you're like, God damn it, I can't think of anything else. Like this ice cream's not delicious anymore because I got shit on my shirt. That's what Alien versus Predator is to me.
Wow.
They shit on my shirt.
See, I view Alien versus Predator and Requiem. I think that was the next one that came after it.
Yeah.
As quite literally the bird just taking a shit in your ice cream.
Yeah,
Or in your mouth directly.
Like, and it's not. It's got stuff in it. Okay?
Right, yeah.
It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
just plain white. There's
no,
chunks of
like
things
she's
in
been
it.
eating some berries.
Oh yeah, diarrhea of the birds, basically, right in the ice cream.
I didn't even see the second Alien versus Predator. 'Cause
All
the
I know
first one
is
was worse.
I saw clips of it and I was just like, nope, I'm not doing it. But all I know is that the alien bus, I guess it like mutates with the predator.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you've
of
got
course,
like
'cause-
some sort of weird quasi mutant alien predator thing. 'Cause
Now I
why
want
not?
that baby to hook up with the Sigourney Weaver alien baby from, was it Resurrection?
I
And
love that thing.
See, Resurrection
That was
I like.
beautiful.
I do like Resurrection.
And then what kind of fucked up alien baby would that make? It would be like super gangly with dreadlocks, and it would be
I'd see that movie.
amazing.
I'd see that movie.
Yeah.
But Resurrection, a lot of people badmouth that one. I love that movie.
I love that one too. I thought it was great. The casting was great in that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And creepy Brad Dourif, you get him in anything.
His weird speech.
His weird speech, and he's like, "You don't know, you're giving birth to his." It's like, I can't even do a good Brad Dourif. So
No one can. It's fine.
So, Aaron, what about you? What's your favorite movie?
I have like a million. So I mostly watch like gross shit from the 80s.
That's kind of shit.
Yeah, and that's my favorite stuff. So like either I don't know, like Return of the Living Dead, like Night of the Demons. Those are my jams.
Those
things
are
like
awesome.
That. 70s Italian stuff's great too. So like Suspiria,
The
Inferno.
giallo stuff.
Yeah, always good.
Yeah.
So I love that. The art direction in those especially I think is really beautiful.
Good control of light. Like,
Yeah,
that's their
well, it's
thing
the
with
lighting
those
and the lighting
movies.
colors
Lighting
and the
colors.
sets. Like the sets are insane. Like that's, I mean, the amount of effort they had to put into doing that is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like just one of the most gorgeous movies I've ever seen. So
Yeah. So I know we mentioned it before the show started, and Nick, you're gonna hate my guts.
here we go.
Here we go. It's prime time now. I have talked to you about multiple times about how I love Rob Zombie's music. I'll be the first one to say it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Macabre's laughing back there because she knows what's going to happen.
Well, what's going to happen is everybody's just going to burn in hell. I
We
can
will
tell you
be
that
on
right
May
now.
12th and 13th at
Okay.
the Rex Theater.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're all going to burn in hell on the 12th and 13th.
You might not make it to
Oh,
the
I'm
12th
not
and 13th.
making. Oh, okay.
He's
I've
gotta
got a
finish the film
bonfire
first,
going
and then-
tonight.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
No, but I love his music. I love him as a person.
Yeah.
I just don't like his movies. I've tried really hard. He's tapping his fingers against the microphone because he's gonna throw it at my face.
Nick, stop that.
But yeah, you're a fan of his movies. What do you see in them?
I just
That I don't see.
the atmosphere of House of a Thousand Corpse alone. I mean, it takes you back into the dark woods of the South, where all of this weird shit happens, and there's not a lot of footage on it. And whether it's a movie or not, like there are people out there that are, country bumpkins and chickens running around and drugs running around and killing people, and the cinematography of House of a Thousand Corpse and the plot and the characters, the monsters that he's created, Dr. Satan and that whole crew is 100% unique and original, I think.
I do like.
And,
I will say this. I do like House of a Thousand Corpses.
and then
I personally do. I don't know about you guys.
the Devil's Rejects, the way that the film was shot takes you out of present day and puts you back into like the late 80s, early 90s. It's really grimy, it's really dirty, and they're out in the middle of this like lost highway desert kind of feel. Everybody's trashed. They've got the same clothes on that they've been wearing for months, covered in blood, just killing people, and it's great.
Yeah, and this is kind of the difference, but for me at least, on Devil's Rejects. I know a lot of people, they'll say, I hate House of a Thousand Corpses, but I love Devil's Rejects. Me, I'm the opposite. I really loved House of a Thousand Corpses because I saw that as that's a Rob Zombie album put to film.
Right.
And I'm cool with that because,
Right.
as I said, I love his music.
Right.
But Devil's Rejects, one, it just felt to me like a stylized version of Texas Chainsaw 2. Like, complete with the sheriff character. And I even think Ken Foree's in it. You like Devil's Rejects now?
No.
Well, that's what we were talking about. Is Devil's Rejects. I love Texas Chainsaw 2, but that's the thing is like I if I'm gonna watch that movie, I'll watch Texas Chainsaw 2.
Right, but it's the second installment of House of a Thousand Corpses. It's about this family.
I guess
this family of weirdos.
Right.
And you follow their journey of who they are. That's what I like about it, is it tells their entire family story of how they are in the woods.
Right.
You know,
I guess for me,
mongrels.
it's a matter of, I loved the story of the first one and would have really liked to have seen something different than the second one. The second one just
I wanted to see the journey of what happens.
I wanted to see the journey too,
of,
but I'm just saying, like, for me, it felt like it was Texas Chainsaw 2.
Yeah,
but it was totally different.
For me, like Devil's Rejects, even though it's the same characters, like we're continuing on with them, for a sequel, I didn't feel that it carried itself very much as a sequel, going from this like hyper stylized first installment to this kind of desert and drab and death kind of second installment.
It was very serious. Like the first one, there was
comedy in
that fucking movie. Yeah, but there's a sense of humor to it.
Yeah, there was a tongue-in-cheekness to it. It didn't
Right.
take itself like so seriously. Whereas like Devil's Rejects, I think almost for me, what kills it is that it's trying to take itself even more serious than it is. And yeah, there's no wink wink nudge nudge.
Yeah.
Right. I like the juxtaposition of Devil's Rejects versus the House of a Thousand Corpses.
I can see
the
that.
cinematography is totally different, and House of a Thousand Corpses is all this very vibrant, stylized atmosphere, and then it takes you on the road with these characters into the desert, which is totally different.
What do you think of his Halloween movies?
I don't watch them.
They don't exist.
No. I don't even look at them as a Rob Zombie film because.
But they are.
The Halloween movies were great. They didn't need to be touched.
Yeah, they didn't need to be touched.
So I don't even acknowledge his Halloween movie.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo in that. It's not that I'm not a fan of the Halloween franchise, but I'm not a fan of the Halloween franchise.
I'm not either.
I don't
I'm a
not
Hellraiser
like
person.
it, but I'm not like, oh yeah, Michael
not your
Myers,
favorite,
woo!
yeah. I'm the same way.
It's a guy in a mask with a knife. Ooh.
I've got super strong opinions about this, so I have to join this
Okay, so
conversation.
please.
But I did the one thing I will give Zombie on his Halloween is I appreciated the giving him a bit more of a backstory to Michael Myers.
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Okay.
That's why I came here. No, dude, what the fuck?
Well, I know.
No.
Yes, that's what makes him scary is because we don't
Macabre
know
Noir
who this
joins
creepy
us,
guy is.
everybody.
But
Oh my God.
I'm one of those people who's like I'm always like, why is this happening? And so giving the backstory of Michael Myers, I'm like,
That humanizes him, though. He's not supposed to be.
Well, because humans are horrible, horrible people. Look at the world we live in.
But here's
I don't
the
need a
deal.
man in a mask to tell me that.
Michael Myers wasn't scary outside of the fact that he was totally silent. Even when he killed people, he didn't grunt or anything. Like, it was complete silence. And then he would just, like, that one where he stabs that dude up against the wall and then he just kind of, like, tilts his head and looks at him kind of thing and just, like, walks off. He was very calm. You didn't know who he was or where he came from or what his backstory was. He was literally just
All
a
you know is that he
psychopath.
killed his sister, and that was it.
Yeah, an emotionless psychopath, and that's what I think made him scary. When you gave him a backstory, it was like, oh.
He also wasn't 13 fucking feet tall.
No.
No.
Like that fucking. I was like, Jesus Christ.
No.
This is the worst.
I had a problem with that, and then also just, again, it's a Rob Zombie thing. I see it in every one of his movies. He does this whole white trash aesthetic thing.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
not in the Lords of Salem.
Okay, so
You can leave now.
No, she's gonna find the microphone. She's gonna talk now.
So, Lords of Salem is a beautiful film. Actually, he did completely step out of that grimy, you know, thing that he was doing, which is awesome. Like his aesthetic is very cool. It's been done. It's cool. You know. Yeah. However, Lords of Salem was an absolutely stunning film.
It's pretty.
Concept was interesting. You know, the record concept was cool.
On
there
paper,
were some,
it sounds good.
yeah, there were some aspects.
The witch flashbacks were really fucking rad.
Yeah, there were some
pretty.
aspects of the film that were very pretty. Yeah, it was pretty. You know how we're all just saying it was pretty. Yeah,
It's very pretty to look at.
Neon Demon.
Yeah.
Also very pretty movie.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
much to it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's a pretty drawing you made there.
Well, that's it, and that's
Now
the bottom
tell me
line.
about
There's no
it.
Tell me about
substance.
it.
Now tell me about this drawing, and it's like, oh yeah, there's.
Oh, this is her hair.
This is Sherry Moon Zombie.
Is
you
a
know,
Sherry Moon
ass
Zombie as
first
Sherry Moon
shot.
Zombie? Yeah. Like, first of all, like, let's get rid of Sherry Moon Zombie.
Right.
There are other actresses out there other than Sherry Moon Zombie. I get it. He's trying to pull a Tim Burton by putting every girl that he has sex with
I
in his
respect
movie.
that.
I respect that.
I respect
You
that.
know, but
Unlike
come on.
Burton, though, he stayed with the same one for many years.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I'm just saying.
But
Sherry
yeah,
Moon Zombie's acting talents kind of. They stop at Devil's Rejects and.
and I was really upset when she locked that dog in the bathroom, and I never found out if it was okay or not.
I forgot all about that.
Were you yelling at
Thanks
the
for
screen? What
reminding
about the
me.
dog?
I was like, oh no. I was like, she has a dog. Like as soon as it came on that she had a dog, I was like, oh no, she's got a dog. This dog is gonna die. I know it.
Something
And I'm
bad's
gonna be
happen.
so upset. And I'm gonna hate that I even watched this because I'm gonna think about it for a week.
Random side fact: Rob Zombie and Sherry actually, the actual dogs they have in real life are pugs. They have a whole pack of pugs.
That seems uncharacteristic.
Locked in a bathroom.
Yeah, locked in the
They're
bathroom.
locked in some
A
bathroom
whole pack
somewhere.
of pugs locked in the bathroom.
Yeah.
The thing about fucking what movie were we just talking about? Not Devil's Rejects.
Lords
the
of
other one.
Salem.
Lords of Salem.
Yeah.
There's no fucking substance to it, and the end was a total abortion. Done.
How do you figure?
What the fuck even happened at the end of that
They all went
movie?
to the same place because of the record that they got, and we're
And then some weird acid trip dwarf devil thing happens, and then that's the end of the movie. Like,
no,
there's
they all
no
killed
explanation.
themselves because they were part of the witch pack.
I didn't get that from that.
Yeah. I
Well,
didn't
then
get that.
y'all weren't
Like at
paying
all.
attention.
We were paying attention.
Yeah, we didn't see any of that.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
That's why we
soundtrack
got our
was
money back.
great. The casting was really fucking
I'll
cool.
be honest with you. I didn't pay for it.
You-
I rented it.
Yes.
I own it.
So I
didn't
paid like
pay
$4,
for the
but-
rental.
I waited for somebody to give it to Nick, and then I watched it.
Yeah, I just, I as I said, as Macabre said, it's a very pretty film, but
I don't watch them to follow a storyline.
Nick
I don't
doesn't like a
really
plot
give
in
a
his
shit.
that's what watching movies
That's
is for.
I know.
Not for
I
me.
yell at him about this all the time. We get
don't-
into fights about this
I
all
don't
the
really,
time.
on.
I don't really care.
You
what.
don't like plot, character development? Or
No,
story?
I live in real life and I'm tired of it. I just want to watch
You
something
wanna
that's
escape.
bizarre and escape. Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you think I watch the Alien movies?
There's
Those
plot,
have
character,
substance,
and,
though,
and
yeah.
story there.
Well, yeah, but
Because Sigourney Weaver's a badass. That's
She's a
why you
badass
watch
in
the
that.
Alien movies.
She never dies. She's just cloned again.
she's
like
probably an
over 16.
alien.
I think. Well, she birthed one.
Yeah, she was partially alien.
Partially an alien towards
Resurrection.
Yeah, but
What would you do if she came back in the new one as a full-blown alien at the end?
That's some like Heather Langenkamp kind of bullshit right there. Like, we're gonna bring her back in the relaunch of the series.
They should. They
Well-
should totally bring her back. I'd love to see her in another movie.
I mean, I saw the last Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh,
the 2000.
Did you guys
was
ever
it
see that one?
2010
oh,
Okay.
I don't give a
with
shit
Jackie
about
Earle
Freddy
Haley.
anymore.
like just oh.
That
okay,
hurt me.
okay. You know what? Actually, because like Nightmare is like real close to me.
Yeah.
That's
Same.
like that's my shit.
That and Hellraiser. Those are my two.
The new Nightmare, now going back to our conversation with Halloween, I get it now. Because the new Nightmare killed that for Freddy. Like, it was already implied. We already knew what he did to the kids. It's already given. That's why he's Freddy fucking Krueger.
Yes!
We doesn't need somebody to go like, and this right here is where he killed and fucked the baby.
yeah,
And it's like,
yeah, that's the whole thing. Is I didn't need to know. Like, I knew subconsciously that's what he did.
Right.
But I didn't need someone to say, and he was fucking children and killing them.
yeah, no, we get it. We get it. That's
Whole
why,
scene devoted to that.
That's why we don't talk about Uncle Fred at the family reunion, because we all know what he did.
Well, the thing too is this is one, the backstory on that movie is that they had two different writers, and they kind of stopped midway through. So they were going with an interesting direction where they're like, well, he's not a child fucker / killer. And like you can tell in the movie that like the first three quarters of the movie, that's what the lead up to is like he might have not have done it. He might not have done it. He might have just been wrongfully killed. And like, okay, I can buy that. I'd be open to that. I hated the movie just on point, but I'm interested. It's interesting to see that happen. But no, they brought it back around right at the end when they show you his little sanctuary thing where he, fucked children and killed them.
Yeah, no, just
See, I feel like in the original franchise, they didn't necessarily suggest that he was like a child molester,
No, they said
just
he was
a
a child
killer, which is one thing.
Still pretty terrible.
We can accept that. But
yeah,
I
in the
mean,
80s,
that's really
we just
it.
summed
They just
everything up.
really-
We just gave it an umbrella term and kept it moving.
Yeah.
Nowadays, he's like, oh, he did horrible things to kids. Well, what kind of horrible things did he do to children? It doesn't matter. He did horrible things to children. Case closed.
Well, the thing too is this is like back in the 80s with the original Nightmare, all the children were teenagers.
Right.
We were like, oh, that's pretty horrible too, killing teenagers. No, now they're little kids,
Right. It's
preschool aged. See how horrible he is? It's like,
Well,
why?
they did that in the originals too. They didn't show any of it, but they showed like those little,
Right,
like,
the little-
ghost
the
girls
jump
roping
roping.
and shit. You know what I mean? They
yeah,
implied
it was
that
it was all implied. It was
Right.
it was subtext.
right.
They were a little more subtle in the 80s.
we knew what they meant.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely. But no,
Those movies were my
I went
jam.
and I saw that opening day just because I wanted to see how terrible it really was. And I got my money's worth in how terrible it really was. And I think that's the reason why they haven't gone back to make another one.
Mm-hmm. And not to mention, too, one of my all-time favorite practical effects from a movie is an effect from Nightmare 1 that they recreated for the new Nightmare, and they did it all CGI, and it was
the wall
stupid.
scene?
The wall stretchy thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the head and hand through the wall. That's just such a beautiful practical effect. I mean, just some angled spandex on a wall with an uplight, boom. Awesome. It didn't, and then they just.
And that's the
fucked it
thing is like all those effects in that movie were all practical, like the hands.
Yeah, like guys with like fishing rods holding
That's
up these
it.
arms with strings, like it, and and even in like a couple documentaries I've watched about it, they they talk about how hokey it looked in filming, but they thought it was going to look just stupid, and then they go back and look at the rushes and they're like, oh my god, this actually is really.
What worked
fucking
in their
creepy.
favor was that it was, you know what I mean? Like something might look a little goofy on camera, but the whole premise of that movie is that you're supposed to not know where reality ends and the dream begins. And
Right.
they had that seamless transition, and that's what made those movies so fucking special. And that and the practical effects that they did, which
Plus,
like,
Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger.
yeah, you can't not.
Like I think horror movies especially kind of have that thing where you can't just replace the actor doing it.
Right. Yeah,
It's
I mean,
like
it's
when a band replaces their lead singer after
Exactly.
they die. You can't just form another fucking band. Stop.
Oh, even like Friday the 13th. I mean, hell, Jason, though he's the man that runs around in a mask, when it's Kane Hodder or not.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Like it's a completely different means of carrying himself. Like Kane, to me, Kane is Jason. That's my Jason.
I mean, like for me, like Hellraiser is one of my absolute favorite horror franchises, with the exception of a few of those movies at the end. But like when they changed over to what I call Fat Pinhead,
He was so bad.
he was terrible.
Yeah, that was
all a matter of
rough.
because they were losing the rights to it, and they needed to make another Hellraiser movie, and it was so bad that Doug Bradley's like, I'm not doing it.
Dimension can eat a dick. I watched exactly like maybe 15 minutes of that
Yeah.
one. Was it Revelations or whatever? Was that what it's called? It was on Netflix.
I
was like,
I think it was
okay.
Revelations. They have another one coming out that's supposed to
Of course
be.
they do.
It's supposed to be better.
Yeah, I
Listen to
saw.
the
I saw the
fans.
makeup test they were doing for that, and they don't look like I
No,
want them to look like
because you
either,
know
so-
why? It's not fucking Doug Bradley. That's why.
Right. You can't.
The man is Pinhead, just
Yep.
like Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger. Okay, Michael Myers and Jason, yeah, they're wearing masks. You can get around it.
They need to just stop with that franchise.
Well,
just let it go.
Make another horror movie. You're gonna tell me that nothing else is profitable and scary enough to do? Like,
They've run out of ideas.
I don't think they've run out of ideas. I think now it's nostalgia. It's what I call nostalgia fuckery. Okay, they want to tap into people who are like, oh, I was a fan of this when I was a kid.
It's established already. That's
so,
why.
like, that's why you've got, you know, all these Transformers movies and fucking Power Rangers.
Right, they already have their built-in audiences. You're just tapping into them.
Well, the thing is this, they're not even, like, trying to gear it towards the audience that normally would be into it. Like, I saw the new Power Rangers movie. Not because I wanted to. I've got to make that clear. I did it because I had to review it for this show. And the one thing we were mentioning was just that it's not designed for children.
Right.
It's designed for people of the age when they watched the first Power Rangers TV show.
Like they were kids when that was
Yes.
on. Yeah.
So what you're watching is like a Transformers version of it because they want to make it hip and cool and edgy because that's a thing nowadays. But it's not a kids show.
How was that Rita Repulsa though? Yay, nay. She looked cool.
She was probably the only decent part.
Yeah.
But, like, they underused her, and she did things that you're just like, why would the villain do this? Like, okay, I'll spoil it for you. She kills one of them.
Oh, cool. Good.
She kills one of them.
Good for her. She finally got her man.
Yeah, but the person's dead for about 5 minutes.
What?
Whatever.
Yeah. It's that type of movie. Yeah, basically, Rita kills one of them, and then decides that she's like, oh, well, I'm not going to kill the rest of you. I'm like, what the fuck not? You killed one. You're telling me you can't kill the other four? Like, you just don't have the power or something like
Motivations
that?
are unclear here, girl.
Exactly. She's like, Zordon wouldn't respect you if I killed all of you. It's like, no, I think Zordon would respect you. Like, that's actually a line that she says.
That's piss poor writing.
It is hokey as shit.
So
and there's this whole thing, a whole joke regarding Krispy Kreme. I'm not kidding.
I mean, I
It's
like Krispy Kreme.
I like Krispy Kreme as much as the
Krispy
next
Kreme.
person. But, like, there's a whole running gag, and it's, like, blatant product placement for Krispy Kreme.
Oh, subliminal messaging.
It's not
even
subliminal. That thing is it's not even subliminal.
Well, I mean, if they're
like
naming
right
the product
there.
in the movie, they had to pay it in order
Absolutely.
to drop it, so that is straight up product placement.
And it's tied in with the narrative. So, like, the big thing they're trying to stop is underneath a Krispy Kreme.
Yep.
Whoa.
That's it.
Yep,
But yeah,
it's
one of the Power Rangers dies.
severe.
5 minutes later, brought back, and they have morphine impotence. They can't morph for the entire movie.
I thought you said morphine impotence, and I was like, well, that sounds like it was a real thing.
Is that like
though.
whiskey dick?
Yeah, right.
No, it's
But for,
like
hardcore drug
they
addicts.
can't morph. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Oh, gotcha.
Morphing.
Yeah,
Morphing, not morphine.
morphine impotence. Yes,
Oh.
I don't know
Well,
about morphine impotence.
I'm sure there's a
So
support group
couldn't
for
they
that
just say they're
somewhere.
like transformerly incontinent?
They got the runs. They can't morph. Yeah, but it's a terrible movie.
That's one of
But
those
it's all
shows that I
nostalgia,
grew
you
up
know?
on, and I'm still, I like to this day, like I'm not even remotely interested in it now. But I watched it when I was a kid.
You know what? I had a good year with it when I was a kid, and that was about it.
Yeah.
I moved on to other things.
Yeah.
You know, Dragon Ball Z came into frame. It's like, well, fuck that. You know,
I've never watched that.
I grew up on Thundercats.
Thundercats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Voltron.
Oh, She-Ra.
Voltron was the shit.
She-Ra and
So
Masters
you guys
of
are
the
a little,
Universe.
are like a couple
Universe.
years older than me, so you got those older ones. I had like Turtles, Real Ghostbusters.
I love that one too. I just watched that the other day. It's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like halfway through the animated series of Real Ghostbusters because that was my jam.
Yeah. It was good stuff.
Hell, I
Masters
still
of
to this
the
day,
Universe
I
was
still
the
have like
shit,
one of my
though.
favorite Ghostbuster toys as a kid was Granny Grossout. It was like awesome.
She had the eyeball in her head, right?
Well,
It
she had
popped out of her hat.
the eyeball popped out of the hat, and her like whole like
Yeah.
chest opened up, and she's a giant like mouth.
The
Yeah.
toilet one was my favorite.
Oh,
the little like toilet with the tongue and the eyeballs that popped
Yeah.
out. Those toys were the fucking
They
best.
were
That's
the
what I'm saying.
best
like
fucking
those
toys.
toys were gross as shit.
Yeah.
Like the toy makers, but nowadays are so fucking safe.
I
You
know.
never get anything like that. Like I even saw, and one of the materials are all crap too now too. Like I saw a Batman action figure the other day that had like almost looked like PVC plastic cape. Like that was it.
What?
Like it was like remember how we were kids? We had the cloth cape.
Oh yeah, it was the same cloth that our Halloween costumes were
Absolutely.
made out of.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you'd lose them all over the place. You'd
Oh, yeah.
find like 5 of these damn things laying around. Your cat would be choking on it, that sort of thing.
Get stuck in the vacuum cleaner.
Get stuck in the vacuum cleaner, you know. But no, I noticed that, like, the toys nowadays suck compared to the toys back then. You had
They're not
gross
as cool
toys
conceptually either. Like that was the thing. 80s especially, 80s and early 90s were a time for like really weird, just like weird creative toys. You know what I mean? Like all that shit was gross. Like all the stuff that was aimed for boys was disgusting. Do you remember that monster head thing? It was that skull.
Yeah.
You could pour slime and it came out of its nose and shit.
Yeah, it was like the whole like
that.
laboratory deal thinger.
I had Dr. Dreadful.
It was the best. Dr. Dreadful
Dr.
was amazing.
Dreadful was awesome.
Creepy crawlers.
Creepy crawlers.
I burnt my creepy crawlers by accident. You ever do that? You ever leave them in too long?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
And end up basically cooking the plates up? Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, you had to throw a couple of those away
I do.
now and again.
But awesome. Good reminiscing. So, Atrocity Exhibition. It's this Friday, Saturday, when this airs, on Sunday. Where again can they find information about it? Social media, all that stuff.
You can find all the social information about us at morosemacabre.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Morose Macabre's Atrocity Exhibition. We're also on Instagram, Morose Macabre something or other.
Morose Macabre on Instagram.
Yep, find us on Instagram. Yeah, there's like the best places to go check us out, find all the information you need to know.
Awesome. And the event is 12th and 13th.
12th and 13th at the Rex Theater, Pittsburgh South Side. Doors for our VIP guests come in, open at 8:30. Doors for general admission at 9 o'clock. Show is at 10.
Awesome. So that'll be it. I know I'll be there. Be sure to come and check it out.
We'll probably be there.
You'll probably be there.
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
I clicked interested on the event page, so it's still up in the air.
I declined it immediately.
Awesome. Well, be sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and Psycho Show. You can also find us on the Epicast Network, as I mentioned, at epicastnetwork.com. If you have a favorite movie or question, you can contact us at thecinemapsychoshow.com. And make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. Send us a rate, send us a review. I don't know if you guys heard this. We got in a fight with the reviewer on iTunes.
No, that's amazing, though.
We called him out on it because he actually gave us 2 stars.
Hold my earrings.
So I'll show you the actual comment on it. But we're gonna bring him on. We're gonna bring him on a future episode, and
you're gonna fight him.
We're gonna fight. So it might be over Skype, but either way, we're gonna be
whatever.
So if you want to get on that action too, send us a rate, send us a review, and we'll read it on the air. And be sure to catch our next show, available every Sunday.
Sunday.